Welcome to Star Sign Horoscopes, presented by Astrology Hub. This is your place to discover how each zodiac sign can work with this week's astrology. I am your host, Jamie Magee, an astrologer, author, and a member of the production team here at Astrology Hub, and I am really excited to dive into this week's astrology with you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Star Sign Horoscopes. I am your astrologer, Jamie Magee, and today we're going to be taking a look at the astrology for May 6th through the 12th. I hope you guys are all having a great week out there. Now, if you're watching live or watching the recording, I would love to know where you're tuning in from. And our bonus question for this week is, where is Aries in your natal chart? Now, why am I so curious about where Aries is in your chart? It is because Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, optimism, is leaving Pisces and moving into Aries this week. This is a big transit to talk about. Now, if you're curious about how this energy may play out in your life, I really invite you to think back to 2010, 2011. What are some highlighted themes that come up for you when you reflect back? It's likely that you're going to see some of those themes show up now, but what your job is to ensure that you grasp every opportunity that's coming your way so it can help you both in the short term and in the long term. Now, this Aries energy, this Jupiter and Aries energy, speaks to fiery, bold confidence, to making your own way, to thinking of the big picture. There's a lot of inspiration and a lot of originality that you can draw from with this transit. Now, honestly, with Jupiter and Aries in a very real way, you're about to strike a match and expand out into brand new territory. Even though there's some familiar themes, it's still new territory. I look forward to speaking to all of the signs about how they can make the most of this energy. Now, this week, we also have Venus, who moved into Aries last week just after the eclipse, offering some suggestions via sextile to Mercury as the weekend kicks off. Now, this is an easy flow of ideas that can definitely inspire or add to some of the revisions that Mercury will work on as he moves into his retrograde on May 10th. Now, I will admit that there are some challenges with Mercury retrograde. Communication in general feels rushed, loud, and often misunderstood. But the invitation of a Mercury retrograde is to slow down, to take your time, to look for the hidden lessons or the new perspective that holds a brilliant insight that you can use on your path going forward. Now, by the time I see you next week, the sun will have taken a few suggestions from Mars and Pisces, and he will meet up with the North Node, illuminating what needs to be revised so you can follow the path that is calling you with your whole heart. All right, guys, just as a weekly reminder, please be sure to listen to both your sun sign and your rising sign to get a better overall view of how you can work with this week's energy. Okay, let's get started. Okay, Aries, let's take a look at your week. Now, Aries, last week, the wake-up call around your finances or around your earning power may have had your full attention, but I do think that underneath it all, you definitely sensed a bold charisma and courage emerging within you. Your magnetism has turned up a notch or two, and it's igniting inspiration and passions in all areas of your life. Now, this week, as Jupiter enters your first house for the first time in 12 years, you're likely to feel that fire and magnetism blossom even more. Opportunities for expansion and growth around your overall health, your vitality, your purpose, your reputation, your roots, partnerships, all places in between are really up for you right now. Your job, Aries, is to look for them and to grasp them. Use that courage you have and hold on to any opportunity or work with any opportunity as it emerges. I definitely want you to think both short-term and long-term. I think if you went through any financial stresses last week, you may just be thinking about the short-term, but there's so much opportunity here. Definitely hold the long-term in mind. Whatever opportunity you're using, can it bridge you to that next direction you want to go in? And a good way to think about that is, where do you want to be in 10 years? And how are the choices that you're making today going to support that goal to be there in 10 years? Now, this forward-thinking attitude will help invite in needed revisions, revising, revisiting things that have to do around your current earning power and your self-esteem and what you view as a skill and what you view as an asset. Aries, you had a great plan and you're on the right track. There's just more to the story. And that's what this retrograde season is going to ask you to look at and revise and revisit. So over the coming weeks,
Have patience with yourself, have patience with others, especially if it's with clients or supervisors or anyone that helps support the resources that you have. I think if you see something that comes up more than once, that's definitely a clue for you to kind of zone into it. If you may have on one corner that someone says, you know what, I don't need this service anymore. I don't need this skill. But then you have someone else that says, you know what, I really am thinking about this skill. That's a good balance. But put your attention on that new direction and not so much on the old direction. That's what this revise revisit is going to ask you to do. Think forward, have patience, and you're going to do just fine. I hope you have a great week, Aries. I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you for listening to Astrology Hub Star Sign Horoscopes. If you'd like to easily jump to your personal horoscope, sign up to get a timestamped star sign episode emailed to you each Friday. Go to astrologyhub.com/star signs and sign up now. That's astrologyhub.com/star signs.